Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. I'm Alpana, a Senior Program Manager working on Dynamics 365 for Customer Service Omnichannel Engagement Hub. I'm super excited to tell you today that we have already launched public preview of Omnichannel Engagement Hub in February 2019, and today I'm going to demo you all the capabilities which are available today as part of the public preview. On that note, let's get started. As part of Omnichannel Engagement Hub, what we have released is the new live chat as a channel capabilities and all the new agent and supervisor experiences which have been built to ensure that an agent can be a blended agent who can work on multiple channels at any given point in time. Let's get started. All right, so the first thing that you see on my screen right now is the dashboard. It's an omnichannel dashboard which has been built for the agent persona. As an agent, you would want your Tier 1 agents to focus on their work items at any given point in time. So this dashboard has been custom built to solve that particular ask. As you can see, I have my first stream, which is my work items. So these are the work items that I'm working on right now. It can include both chat or a case. The second stream that you see is open work items. Now these are the items which are available in my queue where I belong to, and I can go ahead and pick up this item and start working on them. The third stream represents the work items that I have worked on in the last 24 hours and have already closed them. And as you can see, all these three streams contain both the newly introduced channel live chat and as well as all the existing CDS entities like case. So on my right hand side is a panel that we have introduced. As you can see, Omnichannel Engagement Hub is currently in preview, and this is the panel where the conversation control will get lit up once the agent gets a chat. So let's go ahead and switch the persona and let's see how the chat widget will look like for a customer. So here I have a sample website. This is nothing but a Dynamics 365 portal, and I have mimicked it to represent the Microsoft support scenarios. As you can see on the bottom, I have a live chat widget. The entire theme of this live chat widget is completely configurable. You can change the logo, you can change the color and the text to meet your organization's branding needs to make it more gel with your custom websites. Let me go ahead and launch the chat widget. When I launch the chat widget, the first and foremost thing that as a customer I get to see is a pre-chat survey. Now, as part of the pre-chat survey, I can go ahead and fill in some details. All the questions that you see in the pre-chat survey are completely configurable. So right now we support single line question, multi-line question, and a drop-down. So let me go ahead and fill the survey. And for this particular scenario, let me say that I would like to return my Surface Pro. Now when I submit the survey and initiate a chat, behind the scenes what the system is doing is that it is trying to find the record in CRM, and it is trying to route this particular chat to the right queue, find the next best agent who is available to address this particular chat, and it tries to get some heads up information that as an agent will be super helpful for me to get and understand and start with the conversation. As you can see, I have flipped my persona from customer to an agent. I'm back on my CRM screen, and the thing that you see on the top left is the notification that is provided to an agent as soon as there is an incoming chat for him. The topmost bar in the notification is the amount of time which is left for me to respond. And if I don't respond within this given amount of time, the system will try to find the next best agent who is available to pick up this particular chat. The next thing that you see is the channel information. Since this particular request has been initiated by chat as a channel, I see the chat icon, and I also see the customer name because the system was automatically able to identify a unique record in the system for the name and contact number information which was provided by the customer. I have two options here. Either I can accept the chat or I can reject the chat. Let me go ahead and accept the chat. Now once I accept the chat, as you can see, the conversation control gets launched. A chat bubble gets appeared here for me. And one of the first and foremost thing that as an agent I would do is I would like to greet the customer. In order to improve the productivity of the agent, I can go ahead and use the predefined quick replies, which are again completely configurable. In order to launch the quick replies, either I can go ahead and use the shortcut /Q, or I can click on this particular action which is available at the bottom. Now, when I click the shortcode /q, I can start typing in. It will do a client-side filtering for me. And as you can see, the second message, we also support templatized quick replies, wherein the first name agent will be replaced by my name here. Now, when I send this message to the customer receives the message and he can respond back. Now, this is how a basic text message exchange can happen between an agent and a customer. The next important thing that as an agent I would do is that I would like to know as much information as possible about the customer, about his issues, and what all aspects which are available in the system, so that I know as much information about the customer before starting or before dealing with this particular issue of the customer. Now, with one click, I can launch the entire Conversation 360, and as you can see, since the system was able to uniquely identify the record, the customer profile information is pre-populated. This is nothing but a new form that we have specially developed for Omnichannel Engagement Hub, but it is built on top of all the core capabilities of CRM. So this form is completely customizable. All these cards are built on top of the UCI framework. So if you want to show any additional details apart from what is available right now out of the box, you can go ahead and customize it. So for now, I have shown the details like what's his name, which city does he belong to, what is his membership status, and what is his preferred mode of communication. Along with that, the next piece of information which is available as part of Conversation 360 is the conversation summary. Now here, the entire details which have been given by the customer in the pre-chat survey is available to the agent, so that the agent doesn't have to repeat the same questions again. Now, looking at the message here, I know that the customer wants to return his Surface Pro. I can proactively tell that I understand you would like to return your Surface Pro. Let me help you with that. I also see that he has already created a service request in the system that he wants to return Surface Pro, and this is not the first time that is reaching out to us to return his Surface Pro. So I can take a quick look at all the case details as well. Below the conversation summary pre-chat survey, you can also see the conversation details. Here I can see that the engagement channel is live chat because the conversation was initiated through the chat channel. Waiting time is 1 minute 18 seconds. This is the amount of time taken right from the moment the customer initiated the chat till the time I clicked on the accept button. You can also see that it got routed to the Surface queue. Again, this is completely configurable based on the routing rules. We have mapped the pre-chat survey question with a queue. It also displays the start time. There are a lot of additional visitor details which are available here. And the next section of details which are available as part of Conversation 360 is the open service request associated with the contact record, which quickly tells me that he already has an existing case for Surface Pro. And since he also, this particular conversation is associated with the same return Surface Pro request, in one click I can quickly search for the record and associate this conversation with an existing case. Now, as I'm trying to look up for this particular new existing case, if this was not pertaining to an existing case, if it was a new case, with one click, I can go ahead and create a new case in which, in this particular scenario, it opens up a form. I can go ahead and create a new case too. In the interest of time, let me associate this record with an existing case. And the moment I associate this particular record with an existing case, you see that the timeline which was available in the third stream provides me two options now. Earlier, it was showing me the entire customer journey for this particular contact record of Tom Lee, which was available in the system. But now it also shows me or gives me an option to switch between the journey of the contact. This is the entire journey of the contact. This will tell me as an agent that, okay, he created a service request and he already reached out to me in the past with so many different conversations. Or I can also flip this to see what has been this particular service request journey as well. Now, this is the Conversation 360. Now, after reviewing the Conversation 360, the next tool that as an agent, which is very useful for me and I try to use in the conversation, is the KB search. KB search is an existing capability in Customer Service Hub, and we have incorporated that KB search in Omnichannel Engagement Hub as well. So all the investments that are going on in KB search will be available to the agent here. I can go ahead and quickly search for the relevant articles, and if I find one particular article to suit my ask here, I can go ahead and read that entire article right within the pane here. And if this particular article helps me address customer's problem, with one click I can send the link of this article to the customer too. Now in this particular scenario, what we saw was that the details that were provided by the customer helped me automatically identify the record in system. Let's consider another variation of this particular use case. Assume that let me go ahead and initiate a new chat, and in this second chat, let me not provide my complete details and show you how the agent experiences would look like. So in this particular scenario, let me just go ahead and provide my first name and not provide my full name. Again, initiate a request in the surface queue, and this time I'm looking for more deals. Now, when I initiate this conversation, I will again get a chat notification. So in this particular scenario, when I got this chat notification, you can see that the system was not able to uniquely identify the record. So let me go ahead and accept the chats that I initiated. And here I can go ahead and again launch the omnichannel search. Now, since in this particular scenario, system couldn't identify the records uniquely, it gives me a search experience. Either I can go ahead and, based on the name provided in the pre-chat survey here, I can go ahead and try to look up for his record. If it matches, I can go ahead and associate in one click here, and it refreshes the entire conversation 360 for me. But if in case I want to do a comprehensive search, I want to use some extra fields in the search, I can go ahead and launch omnichannel search and provide extra details like Charles, Lee, so on and so forth. And here you can see in the search criteria, I can search for account attributes. I can search based on contact attributes. I can also search based on the service request number. Now, when I go ahead and launch the search experience, it will give me the results, and I can expand this particular card to see additional details. And with the exchange of few messages, I can go ahead and verify that this particular request is indeed for this particular contact. And again, in one click, I can link this particular conversation with this particular contact record. Now, when I link it, you can see that the entire conversation 360 again gets reloaded with this particular context of this particular contact. Now, let's go back here. And this also provides me a good segue into the next set of capabilities. More often than not, what we have seen in the call center industry is that when a customer reaches out to an organization, he would try to ask as many questions as he has within the same conversation. Now, a lot of times, as an agent, I can answer those questions, but if I'm not a subject matter expert and if those questions are pertaining to different queues, I may want to transfer it to some other agent or to some other queue. No, so for that, we have capabilities like transfer and consult. When you click on the three ellipses, which are available at the bottom here, you can see that I have two options. Either I can transfer to an agent who is available in the same queue, who can help me out here, or I can transfer it to other queues just in case if the question is not pertaining to this queue but to some other queue. Another productivity tool that we have is the consult. Now, more often than not, what we have seen in the call center industry is that the attrition rate is pretty much high. A lot of times, agents are put on the floor with a very basic or least amount of training. So there are supervisors who are like team managers, and also they act like subject matter experts. So when an agent gets stuck with the conversation, if he needs some extra help, he can pull other agents into the conversation. That's where we have this capability called consult, which comes in really very handy, especially for the new agents or when the customer is a real tough customer. So in this particular scenario, when I launch consult, I can see all the agents who are available in my queue. And you can also see that we also display the presence and the role of the agent. And this is a good segue for me to also showcase the fact that Omnichannel Engagement Hub capabilities are not only available on top of the browser-based experience that we have, but it is also available on top of the Unified Service Desk client that we have. So here, I have logged in as another agent, and as you can see, this is Unified Service Desk. Now, Ram is another agent, and right now he is busy. All the dashboard capabilities that were available to Alpana as an agent on browser are available to Ram as well. And in this particular scenario, Ram is already working on chat with a visitor called Aaron. Now, Unified Service Desk provides a lot of inherent automation capabilities, LOB app integration aspects. So with Omnichannel in Unified Service Desk, customers will be able to take advantage of all the rich in LOB app integration capabilities, UI automation capabilities, and rich multi-session experiences right within Unified Service Desk. So here I'm already working on a particular chat. Now let me go ahead and initiate a consult request. Now when I initiate a consult request here, you can see that there's a system message saying that a consult has been initiated with Ram. And since I'm logged in as Ram on Unified Service Desk on my same machine, I see a toast notification right on the top. And the toast notification not only tells me that there's an incoming chat, but it also tells me that it's an incoming consult request. And again, it is pretty much the similar experience. I have the amount of time for me to respond to this particular chat. The additional thing that you have in Unified Service Desk is the rich notification experience, where you not only see the name of the customer, but there are 4 additional attributes that are shown to the agent. Again, this is completely configurable. Let me go ahead and accept this particular consult request. The moment I accept the consult request, you can see that Unified Service Desk starts working, and it will launch a new session for me. And in this session, it loaded the conversation control with Tom Lee's conversation with the agent. And again, since I have been added into the consult mode, I don't have to ask the agent about the conversation that he has had with the customer. You can see that the entire transcript of messages that have been exchanged in the past between the agent and the customer are available to me. I can go ahead and read the transcript. The entire context that was updated by the agent and by the system is again available to me. It automatically gets launched, which is an added bonus which you have with Unified Service Desk. One more thing that I want to call out here is the fact that with Consult, you have an extra capability of public messages and internal messages. When an agent is added into the consult mode, by default, he gets added into the internal message mode. All the messages which have been exchanged as internal messages are remained within the agents. They are not shared with the customer. But if the agent switches the mode from internal to public, any public message sent by the agent will be available to both the agent and as well as the customer. Now, using internal message feature, one of the biggest advantages that the organization can achieve is that the supervisors can coach their team, their agents on the fly, right in the context of the conversation. So this tool comes really handy for coaching, for escalation scenarios, to drive your team towards your KPI adherence. All right, so those are the live chat capabilities that have been released as part of Omnichannel Engagement Hub. And so far we saw 2 personas. The first one is your customer persona and the second one is your agent persona. We saw how a customer can be presented with a pre-chat survey and how those pre-chat surveys can be configurable, how we can do basic message exchange with an agent. On the agent front, we saw 2 key capabilities. First one is the Omnichannel Engagement Hub experiences on the browser, and second one is on Unified Service Desk. We also saw a lot of productivity tools which are coming up as part of Omnichannel Engagement Hub, starting from the rich Conversation 360, which provides the entire context, to productivity tools like Quick Replies, KB Search, Omnichannel Search, as well as transfer and consult capabilities. Now, this is a good segue to showcase you the third persona which we have in the system, which is the supervisor persona. With supervisor, we have real-time dashboards which have been built for Omnichannel Engagement Hub, and these are both CRM dashboards and as well as Power BI dashboards. So what I'm going to show you right now is the conversations dashboard. Again, this is a new dashboard built for Omnichannel Engagement Hub, which can work for both the new channels that have been introduced like live chat and as well as on any serious entity or a case channel that you have configured as part of Omnichannel Engagement Hub. Now this one, you can see that I can see an entire list of incoming work items available in my organization as one whole list here. And with this, I also have the capability to filter by queues and save those filters too. And this dashboard provides me a quick view of how the workload looks like and what is the influx of the work items. I can also see which queue these work items are lying in and who is the agent who's working on this particular work items right now. This is the conversations dashboard. We also have a lot of Power BI dashboards. As a supervisor, one of my key responsibility is to ensure that the KPIs of the organization are met. So we have two new dashboards introduced as Power BI dashboards. These are again real time. We have live monitoring dashboard and we have intraday monitoring dashboard. So these dashboards provide out of the box industry standard KPIs. However, organizations can go ahead and configure them and modify them to suit their specific asks as well. And these are not only the KPIs, but they also show you the spread of the work items across different queues, across different work streams, across different states, so on and so forth. All right, that concludes the demo of Omnichannel Engagement Hub. I hope you all liked it. If you would like to know more about what is getting released, please do visit the website of Customer Service Hub, as well as we also have public release notes. Please do visit them too. If you would like to participate in the preview program, please do sign up on Insider Portal. Thank you so much.